Next problem. For the mechanical system shown in the figure, find the transfer function theta 2 of s divided by t of s. This is the mechanical system. For this mechanical system, the first step is to draw the mechanical network. The role of m is now taken over by j. So m into d square x by dt square now becomes j into d square theta by dt square. K into x becomes k into theta. B into dx by dt becomes b into d theta by dt. Now there are two momenta of inertia, hence minimum number of angular displacements must be 2. They are theta 1 and theta 2. What is the displacement? What is the displacement here? Theta 1. What is the displacement here? Theta 2. What is the displacement here? Theta 2. What is the displacement here? 0. On either sides of momenta of inertia, displacements will be same. But on either sides of spring and damper, it must be different. Now, with two displacements, we are meeting all the conditions. Now, I am going to draw the mechanical network. There are two angular displacements. Therefore, we take two independent nodes, theta 1 and theta 2. And this is the reference node. J1 has got a displacement equal to theta 1. Hence, moment of inertia J1 will come between theta 1 and ground. Between theta 1 and theta 2 we have K1. Between theta 2 and ground we have J2. Displacement here is theta 2, on the other side it is 0. Therefore, K2 comes between theta 2 and ground. Whatever happens to J1 here happens at theta 1 here. Whatever happens to J2 here happens at theta 2. B1 is the frictional coefficient between J1 and ground. J1 means theta 1, ground means reference node. This is damper B1. Any friction is represented by a damper or by a dashpot. B2 is the frictional coefficient between J2 and ground. It is represented as a damper between theta 2 and ground. Let us count the number of elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Torque is applied to J1, hence it is given at node theta 1. Torque is assumed to enter the node theta 1. Now step 1. At node theta 1. What is torque for J? J into d square theta by dt square. J is J1, theta is theta 1. Therefore, it becomes J1 into d square theta 1 by dt square. It is the reaction torque in J1 and this torque is assumed to leave theta 1. What is torque in B1? It is plus B1 into d theta 1 by dt. This torque is also assumed to leave node theta 1. What is torque in K1? Plus K1 into theta 1 minus theta 2. Sum of the torques leaving node theta 1 must be equal to torque entering, which is T of P. See, but torque you have to write explicitly as function of time because torque itself is indicated by capital letter. Therefore, in time domain you have to write T as a function of time. In S domain you have to write T as a function of S very explicitly. Because capital letter is used both for time domain and for S domain. Taking Laplace transform on both sides with all initial conditions equal to 0 gives a very important statement, gives J1 into S square into theta 1 of S. S square comes because of d square by dt square operator plus B1 into S into theta 1 of S plus K1 into theta 1 of S minus theta 2 of S is equal to T of S. Now we will rearrange this equation. Theta 1 of S we take common, that gives J1 theta 1 of S into J1S square plus B1S plus K1 minus K1 into theta 2 of s is equal to t of s. This I call it as equation 1. Next we go to node theta 2, second step. At node theta 2. There are 4 elements connected at node theta 2, therefore there will be 4 terms. Torque in V2 is B2 into d theta 2 by dt. Torque in J2 is J2 into d square theta 2 by dt square. Torque in K2 is K2 into theta 2. Torque in K1 is K1 into theta 2 minus theta 1 equal to 0. Right hand side is 0 because there is no applied torque at node theta 2. All these terms on the left hand side of this equation represent the torques that leave node theta 2 and are called reactional torques. Taking Laplace transform on both sides with all initial conditions equal to 0, gives B2 into S into theta 2 of S plus J2 into S square into theta 2 of S plus K2 into theta 2 of S plus K1 into theta 2 of S minus K1 into theta 1 of S equal to 0. Let us now rearrange this equation. This implies minus K1 into theta 1 of S plus theta 2 of S into J2 S square plus B2S plus K1 plus K2 equal to 0. Next step is to put equations 1 and 2 in matrix form. Putting equations 1 and 2 in matrix form gives, first column we write coefficients of theta 1 of s. In equation 1, that coefficient is j1 into s square plus b1s plus k1. In equation 2, coefficient of theta 1 is minus k1. In equation 1, coefficient of theta 2 is minus k1. In equation 2, coefficient of theta 2 is j2 s square plus b2s plus k1 plus k2. The square matrix is then multiplied by the column matrix theta 1 of s, theta 2 of s equal to t of s 0. T of s is the right hand side of equation 1, 0 is the right hand side of equation 2. Now we have to solve for theta 2 of s. Let us solve for theta 2 of s using Cramer's rule. Theta 2 of s is equal to delta 2 by delta equal to, what is delta 2? Determinant. Replace second column by right hand side. First column doesn't change. j1 s square plus b1s plus k1 minus k1. Second column becomes t of s 0, whole thing divided by delta. Where delta equals this into this minus this into this. That means j1 s square plus b1s plus k1 multiplied by J2S square plus B2S plus K1 plus K2 minus K1 square. This into this minus this into this. This implies theta 2 of S is equal to this into this is 0 minus this into this. K1 into T of S divided by delta. Hence, the transfer function theta 2 of S divided by T of S equals K1 divided by delta. This is the answer. But delta is this expression. So I have done one problem on rotational system. Next we shall do a problem on an electromechanical system. Slightly complicated problem, but asked 2 or 3 times in the end semester examination. For the electromechanical system shown in the figure, find the transfer function. Find the transfer function x of s divided by E of s. This is the mass m. On this mass, we place a binding. This is the binding on the mass. This is R, this is L. The back EMF induced in the coil is EB of T. This is E of T. This is the current I of T. This is the problem. Slightly complicated problem. Output of the system is x of t. Input of the system is E of t. Laplace transform of the output divided by Laplace transform of the input under the assumption all initial conditions are 0 is called transfer function. Please note that the force acting on mass m is proportional to the current through the coil. When the current I of t flows through the coil, the mass m tends to move up. The movement of the mass is restricted by the spring K and the damper B. Mass starts oscillating. When the mass starts oscillating, a back EMF is induced in the coil. The back EMF is proportional to the velocity of mass m. Very tricky problem. This concept you must know. We have got an electrical system made up of E of t, R, L and back EMF EB of t. This is the winding placed on mass m, and mechanical system comprises of M, K and B. The problem is like this. When the current flows through the coil, a force is exerted on mass m. Because of that force, mass tends to move upwards. The upward movement of the mass is restricted by the spring K and the damper B. Mass starts oscillating. Because of mass being oscillated in nature, a back EMF is induced in the coil. That back EMF is proportional to velocity of mass m. That means EB of t is proportional to dx by dt. The force acting on mass m is implicit and it is proportional to the current through the coil. Solution. Step 1. Let us consider only the electrical part. Only the electrical part of the problem. the back EMF Ep of t is proportional to dx of t by dt. This implies Ep of t is equal to kV into dx of t by dt, where kV equals constant of proportionality, known as back EMF constant, in volts per meters per second. See, volts per meters per second into meters per second will give you volts. So what is the electrical circuit now? We have R, L, we have got a source which is the back EMF source. Eb of t is equal to what? kV into dx of t by dt. This is the applied voltage which is E of t. This is the current I of t. Applying KVL clockwise. Applying KVL clockwise gives minus E of t. Voltage rise is assumed to be negative in my case. Voltage drop is assumed to be positive. Plus R into I of t plus L into di of t by dt plus back EMF. What is back EMF? kV into dx of t by dt equal to 0. Taking Laplace transform on both sides with all initial conditions set to 0 gives minus E of s plus R into I of s plus S into L into I of s plus kV into S into X of s equal to 0. This implies I of s is equal to E of s minus kV into S into X of s divided by R plus S into L. This I call equation 1. Second step. The next step is to consider the mechanical part of the problem. The force acting on M is proportional to I of t is proportional to the current flowing through the coil. That is f of t is proportional to I of t. This implies f of t is equal to kf into I of t, where kf is the constant of proportionality known as force constant, where kf is equal to constant of proportionality, constant of proportionality known as force constant. Force constant unit is newtons per ampere. Newtons per ampere into ampere gives you newtons. What is the mechanical network? What is the mechanical network? There is only one displacement, x of t. The displacement of mass m is x of t. Then we have got this spring. You can see I wrote on the figure. If you refer the figure, on one side of the spring, the displacement is x of t. On the other side, it is 0. Same is true for damper also. Hence, K and B come between x of t and ground. The force acting on mass m is implicit. It is not seen in the figure. It is electrical force, and that force F of t is equal to Kf into I of t. I repeat, there is only one displacement. Mass m comes between x of t and ground. If you look at the problem figure, on one side of K, the displacement is that of mass, which is x of t. On the other side, the spring is fixed, therefore displacement is 0. So K comes between x of t and ground. B is in parallel with K, therefore B also comes between x of t and ground. At node x of t, we have what is the force in M? Reactional force in M is M into d square x by dt square. Reactional force in B is B into dx by dt. Reactional force in K is K into x is equal to F of t. What is F of t? K into Kf into I of t. The force, the terms on the left hand side indicate the forces leaving the node x of t. Kf into I of t, the force entering x of t. So we have written Kirchhoff's current law with currents replaced by forces. Taking Laplace transforms with all initial conditions, equal to 0 gives m into s square into x of s plus b into s into x of s plus k into x of s is equal to kf into I of s. This implies I of s is equal to ms square plus bs plus k divided by kf. Equation 2. Now left hand sides of equation 2 and 1 are same, therefore right hand sides must be equated. Equating equations 1 and 2, we get E of s minus kb into s into x of s divided by r plus sl equal to ms square plus bs plus k divided by kf. This implies kf into E of s minus kb into s into x of s multiplied by kf is equal to r plus sl into ms square plus bs plus k. This in turn implies kf into e of s minus kb into s into x of s into, okay. This implies here into x of s is there. So ms square plus bs plus k into x of s. Now I will take this term to right side, take x of s common. This implies kf into e of s is equal to x of s if you take common, kb into kf into s plus r plus sl into ms square plus bs plus k. This in turn implies x of s divided by e of s is equal to kf divided by r plus sl into ms square plus bs plus k plus kb into kf into s. This is the result. This is the result. For the mechanical system shown, find x of t and x of infinity. The mechanical system is shown over here. K m b x of t, f of t is equal to 10 times u of t newtons. M is equal to 1 kg, b is equal to B is equal to 4 newtons per meters per second. K is equal to 3 newtons per meter. Again a tricky problem. We have got a mechanical system. Mass will be subjected to a force F of t is equal to 10 into u of t newtons. K has got a value equal to 3 newtons per meter. B has got a value 4 newtons per meters per second. Solution. The mechanical network is as shown below. What is the displacement here? 0. Displacement here is x of t. Therefore, K comes between the node x and ground. Displacement here is x. On either sides of mass m, displacement is same because mass is rigid. Here the displacement is x, here it is 0. Therefore, B also will come between x and ground. The x is the independent node. So, this is the independent node x. X means x of t. This is the reference node. M comes between x and ground. So do B and K. This is K and this is B. F of t is the force entering the node x of t. F of t is equal to 10 into u of t. At node x we can write m into d square x by dt square plus b into dx by dt plus k into x is equal to f of t is equal to 10 into u of t. Taking Laplace transform with all initial conditions equal to 0 gives m into s square into x of s plus b into s into x of s plus k into x of s is equal to 10 by s. Laplace transform of u of t is 1 by s. This implies x of s is equal to 10 divided by s into, I substitute the values of m, b and k. M is 1 kg, therefore this becomes s square. Okay, b is 4, so this becomes 4s. K is 3, so it becomes 3. So if you factorize, this becomes 10 divided by s into s plus 1 into s plus 3. Using theory of partial fractions, we can write this as k1 by s plus k2 by s plus 1 plus k3 by s plus 3, where k1, k2 and k3 are the constants associated with partial fraction expansion and they are found as follows. Where k1, k2 and k3 are the constants associated with partial fraction expansion and are found as follows. k1 into s plus 1 into s plus 3 plus k2 into s into s plus 3 plus k3 into s into s plus 1 is equal to 10. We have got three unknowns k1, k2, k3. Put any three arbitrary values for s. You will get three simultaneous equations solved for k1, k2, k3. So I will first put s is equal to minus 1. If you put s equal to minus 1, this becomes 0. 0 plus k2 into minus 1 into minus 1 plus 3 plus 0 is equal to 10. This implies 3 minus 1 is what? 2. 2 into minus 1 is minus 2. So minus 2k2 is equal to 10. This implies k2 is equal to minus 5. Next I put s is equal to 0. If you put s is equal to 0, what happens here? It becomes 3 times k1 plus 0 is equal to 10. This implies k1 is equal to 10 divided by 3. Next I put s is equal to minus 3. If you put s equal to minus 3, this becomes 0. This becomes 0 plus k3 into minus 3 multiplied by minus 3 plus 1 is equal to 10. Minus 3 plus 1 is minus 2. Minus 2 into minus 3 is 6. 6k3 is equal to 10. This implies k3 is equal to 10 by 6. Hence x of s is equal to Substitute the values of K1, K2 and K3. K1 is 10 by 3. 10 by 3 into 1 by s plus K2 is minus 5. So minus 5 into 1 over s plus 1. K3 is 10 by 6 plus 10 by 6 into 1 over s plus 3. Recall, Laplace inverse of 1 by s is equal to u of t. Laplace inverse of 1 over s plus a equals e to the power minus at into u of t. Hence, x of t is equal to 10 by 3 into u of t minus 5 into e to the power minus t into u of t plus 10 by 6 into e power minus 3t into u of t. This is nothing but 10 by 3 minus 5 into e power minus t plus 10 by 6 into e power minus 3t for t greater or equal to 0. For t greater or equal to 0, u of t value is 1. For t greater than 0. For t greater than 0, correct, u of t value is 1. Hence, this implies x of infinity. If you put x equal to infinity, what happens? E to the power minus infinity 0, you get what? 10 divided by 3. 10 divided by 3 meters. That means final displacement of mass m is 10 divided by 3 meters. Okay, this answer we can verify by using final value theorem also. Verification using final value theorem. According to final value theorem, x of infinity is equal to limit s tending to 0 s into x of s. This implies x of infinity is equal to limit s tending to 0 s into x of s. X of s is what? 10 divided by s into s square plus 4s plus 3. So SS gets cancelled. If you put s equal to 0, you get what? 10 by 3 meters. Same answer. Here I'm able to find x of infinity without undergoing the hardship of inverse Laplace transform. But in this problem, you are asked to find x of t also, therefore there is no relief. In the examination, if it says find x of infinity without asking to find x of t, then application of final value theorem will avoid the process of finding inverse Laplace transformation. So this problem was asked once or twice in the examination. So only thing is m, b and k values will change. Accordingly, the expression for x of t will change. So you have to be strong in finding inverse Laplace transformation. So revise your maths notes, correct? And Laplace transform of several functions you have found in network theory also. Hence, you cannot give reasons that you don't know Laplace transforms. Next problem is a similar problem. Find x of t for the mechanical system shown below. Mass m is 1 kg, b is 2 newtons per meters per second and k is 2 newtons per meter. Similar problem. The mechanical network is as shown below. There is only one displacement hence only one independent node x of t. The reference node is O. The displacement here is 0, here it is x of t. So k comes between x of t and ground. So does B. Mass m invariably comes between x of t and ground. Force F of t is applied to mass m, therefore in this figure it is applied at node x of t. F of t is equal to u of t. At node x of t, we can write the equation m into d square x of t by dt square is the force in mass m leaving node x of t, plus b into dx of t by dt is the force in b leaving node x of t. Force in k is k into x of t. This force also is assumed to leave x of t is equal to f of t. F of t is u of t. Taking Laplace transform on both sides with all initial conditions equal to 0 gives ms square into x of s plus b into s into x of s plus k into x of s. Laplace transform of u of t is 1 by s. Substitute the values of m, b and k. That gives us x of s is equal to 1 over s into m is 1, b is 2, k is 2. So you get s square plus 2s plus 2. So using theory of partial fractions, we can write this as k1 by s plus k2 divided by s square plus 2s plus 2. We are required to find the values k. This is a quadratic, therefore this is k2s plus k3. So you have to find the values of k1, k2 and k3. Correct? k1, k2 and k3 are the constants associated with partial fraction expansion. To find k1, k2 and k3. k1 into s square plus 2s plus 2 plus s into k2s plus k3 is equal to 1. First put s is equal to 0. If you put s is equal to 0, you get 2k1 plus 0 is equal to 1. This gives k1 is equal to half. Then we put s is equal to 1. If you put s is equal to 1, this becomes 1 square is 1 plus 2 means 5. 5 k1 plus 1 into k2 plus k3 is equal to 1. So this implies we get 5k1 plus k2 plus k3 is equal to 1. This is what you get when you put s equal to 1. Then you put s is equal to, these are all arbitrary values. I put s is equal to 2. Any three values you put. If you put s is equal to 2, this becomes k1 into 2 square is 4. 2 into 2 is 4 plus 2 plus 2 into 2s plus k3 is equal to 1. So this implies 4 plus 4 is 8, 8 plus 2 is 10 k1 plus this is 2 k2. We have put s is equal to 2, so 2 k2. So 10 k1 plus 4 k2 plus 2 k3 is equal to 1. Using calculator, solve the values of k2 and k3. This I will give you as homework. Using calculator or using simultaneous equation solver, you have got three equations. One is k1 is equal to half. Second one is 5k1 plus K2 plus K3 is equal to 1. Third equation is 10K1 plus 4K2 plus 2K3 is equal to 1. Solve these equations, get the values of K2 and K3. Once you get the values of K2 and K3, what you have to do is, see, I'm just give the hint. We have got x of s is equal to what? K1 divided by s plus K2 into s, this equation I'm rewriting, divided by s square plus 2s plus 2, I can write as s plus 1 whole square plus 1 square, plus K3 divided by s plus 1 whole square plus 1 square. You have found the values of K1, K2 and K3. This equation I have written in this form. So this I write as K1 divided by s, K2. I will add and subtract 1 to this s term. S plus 1 I treat it as one factor divided by s plus 1 whole square plus 1 square plus K3 divided by s plus 1 whole square plus 1 square. So I will remove the brackets now. K1 by s plus K2 into s plus 1 divided by s plus 1 whole square plus 1 square. So then minus K2 divided by s plus 1 whole square plus 1 square plus K3 divided by s plus 1 whole square plus 1 square. So recall Laplace inverse of 1 by s is equal to 1. Laplace inverse of s plus a divided by s plus a whole square plus b square equals e to the power minus at into cos bt into u of t. Then Laplace inverse of b divided by s plus a whole square plus b square equals e to the power minus at into sin bt into u of t. These three relations these three formulae are required for finding inverse of this. Hence x of t is equal to Laplace inverse of 1 by s is 1. 1 means u of t for positive time u of t. So this gives you k1 into u of t. This gives, for finding inverse of this we have to use this formula. So plus k2 into e to the power minus t into cos t into u of t. For finding inverse of these two, I have to employ this formula minus k2 into e to the power minus t sin t into u of t plus k3 into e to the power minus t sin t into u of t. This is the end of this solution. K1, K2, K3 values you have found, substitute them. Thank you.